Locked In Podcast.
I low key feel like women low key are like y'all like 60% gay. All of y'all like 60% gay.
Why?
Because like y'all can like sit there and like each other's bodies and like pictures on Instagram and stuff, and like I just don't like you won't never see no guy like come up to his homie and be like, bro, you look mad good today, no Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Like
True.
you know what I'm saying? But like, and that's a new thing right now. No Diddy is replacing the other word. I'm not gonna say it on here because I don't want to get canceled. You feel me? But but like it's appropriate because my boy Diddy be out here doing outlandish things. You feel me?
But he does compliment men.
He does. Oh, you know
he
he
be
does.
calling them daddy.
Ugh, like I'm telling, like bro, we talked about this a little bit on the last podcast, but like that video of Meek Mill in a pool, like people pointed out that he looked like he was just hurt, like his butt was hurting,
like they just got Diddy.
Like Diddy
do it.
Diddy do it. Diddy did it. Diddy did it.
He did it.
Did he do it or did he not do it? Diddy.
I seen a clip that was going around of Diddy, like you see, I think it was scripted, but somebody asked him like, "Did you do something with Meek Mill or something?" He's like, "Nah, that's something I can't tell you." And then like walked over. It was like a scripted thing. It was supposed to be like a funny thing from way back in the day.
Yeah,
it did not age well though.
None of his clips are aging well. Like
No.
they pulling up clips from all types of stuff.
They're pulling up clips of him and like letting Justin Bieber come to his house for like a week or whatever for the weekend as a kid. That did not age well either. And you know that one song, sorry to like just throw this out here, but you know that one song that Justin Bieber has, and it's like, what if you had it all,
but nobody to call? Yeah, that song is sad.
Do you get it now? And he's like,
yeah,
I have everything, but I have nobody. Like he's hurting from the things he's been through. Like
the song is called He Lonely.
I just feel like Justin Bieber has been speaking up.
He has, and then there was like a video that he did. I forget the name of the song, but if you freeze frame it, there's like a white wall behind him.
Oh,
if you freeze frame it on certain points, it literally be like help me.
That was Where Are You Now That I Need You?
I don't think I heard that song.
And that's what it was, right? Wasn't that the video?
It might have been.
Like I just clips behind him moving.
Yeah, I just seen like the clips. I didn't listen to the song.
Okay.
But if that is a song, people should go look it up because that's crazy. Like he been like calling out for help for a long time now.
He been saying stuff for a while. Like
and then like P Diddy talking about he like when Usher was 12 and he said I was a little older than that. No, you was like 25, 26. And then you talking about we used to wrestle in the morning for cereal. What?
Or that one song that's like something about a woman, she was his lover. We was more than a friend. We was like brothers.
Yeah,
what?
yeah. He talking about his show. And then Meek Mill talking about how when you in jail and you lose a cellmate, it feel like losing a girlfriend. What?
Bruh,
like they literally telling on themselves, you feel me?
Please. And then it's crazy because Nicki Minaj, when she was dating Meek Mill, like when they was done or whatever, she said something like a lot of these dudes be undercover. Like she was saying,
she knew.
They be telling on them, but they be like sneak dissing.
Low key, yeah.
There's a lot of sneak dissing going on in that industry.
But then Diddy's also talking about like from what I hear, I don't know what's true and what's not true because it's a lot of misinformation out there. But they saying that that P Diddy is prepared to bring a lot of people down with him.
He already if this is true, because I know a lot of tabloids have been talking about it, a lot of people have been covering it. That he already bringing Jay-Z down with him.
That's what I heard.
He already threw him under the bus.
That's what I heard.
Let me just throw this out here for the people that don't know, because a lot of people just don't know me like that. I don't like celebrities. They're all weird. All of them. I don't care. All of these A-listers, celebrities, to me, there's no way. If there's an elite group of people that control our population, there's no way they're going to allow you to be that much of a celebrity with all of that influence over the world without knowing dark secrets and without have had to do something to get that notoriety. They're not going to let you have that much influence and do good things with the influence.
Right.
Why would they do that? There's no money in being healthy and being a good person.
The media is ran by like demonic forces. So it's like they're not going to preach. That's why you see like Christian rappers and stuff, they never really make it. No. Like they never really truly make it.
Or the Bob Marleys and like these people, like they
that
usually pass
peace.
away and stuff, like, or they just go ghost. They go missing. So I just don't think if you're a good person that the industry is for you. It's not for you. Not. I mean, it would be nice, and I know that there's people who do release music that's like high vibrational and they're trying to, bring up the frequency and like preach positivity because we need the balance. Like all music is just about pain and sorrow.
Mhm.
If it's like country music, it's sad stuff. If it's rap, it's dangerous. If it's girl artists, they're talking about being city girls and stuff. Like there's really not that much in the mainstream media that is positively, telling people to or preaching empowerment to the youth. So nobody cares about themselves. These kids growing up, all they want to do is hook up with people, and they don't realize that they're carrying all that, like the energy from that other person, like with them, because they think like hookup culture is just like this huge thing. Where I understand like freedom and body positivity, I get it, but like it does not after a long time, like it does not feel good. It doesn't feel good mentally, and you don't feel whole. You're always going to be filling a void until you figure out what you're looking for. Like the happiness, the love that you're looking for, it's really not even outside of you. So you're just gonna be chasing around this feeling that you're looking for internally outside of you, and you're never gonna find that until you find it inside of you. But
Right.
anyways,
And that's like this whole Hollywood situation is the reason why, like, if I want to be rich, but I don't want to be famous.
yeah,
Like, I want to just have money and be able to just live life. But I don't want
Right.
nobody to know who I am. You feel me? But my
Right.
thing with Diddy though is like, why is it that, all right? So there are men in this world that are openly homosexual.
right.
Why are you trying to just take
Like-
it from someone that don't want to live that life? Like, just go get you a gay guy. He gonna freely do whatever you want him to do.
And why is he hiding it?
Exactly, especially in today's day and age, bro.
It's such a secret for what? That's what I'm
Like-
saying. That's why it just seems so eerie. Like
Yeah.
he's hiding it, and now I know the codes. Like we know the codes. Like if he asks you to go shopping, that's weird.
Bruh.
Or invite you to a party, that's
Tanya,
weird.
there was a video that Dad showed me actually. Like, French Montana and French Montana signed to P Diddy. They was in like a club or something, and French Montana was standing up, P Diddy was standing up, and there was this dude sitting down in front of P Diddy. P Diddy was leaned over him with his arm around him like this, and he like tapping him, and he's smiling. He get up and he leaned back to French Montana, and you can't hear him, but you can read his lips. He say, "He party," and then French was like, "Yeah, he party." And I'm just
Like,
like, yo,
what?
this is crazy,
They
bro.
really got their own language.
Yes, like he party. I'm like, bro, like y'all
we know
about
what
to.
that means.
And the fact that in French is like, yeah, he party. So pretty much that dude is with it. You know what I'm saying? So why
Right,
not?
like,
but
what
then,
is that?
but then it's like there's them dudes that don't party. So what they do to the dudes that don't party is they'll dangle something in front of their face. Like the dude that opened up this
Money.
court case, he said, "I'll make you producer of the year." He said, and then he tried to make it cool, like it's okay. Like look what I did with Meek Mill. Look, Stevie J do it all the time. You feel
And
me?
Meek Mill is a flop. So
Bro, and I'm like, and then all of these videos coming out of Meek Mill, it's just not making him look any better.
No.
Like when he was at a
No.
tennis court with a bunch of white dudes, and it was making him hop like a bunny. And I'm like, bro, you a
He's
Philly
a
dude from the
genius.
streets. Like, what is happening
and
here?
then you heard that song he released talking about
Yes. He said, I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy. And I'm like, what did you do? Like, I know now, but I'm like,
what?
and do you think that recording is real?
Low key. Yeah.
Cause like,
Yeah, I do believe that. That's
I didn't
real.
hear it, but I heard a lot of people
It's
saying it is
terrible.
crazy.
It's bad.
I don't want to hear
heard
it. I don't want to hear
A
it.
lot of people should not hear it.
Like-
I will say that it will literally scar you. Like, it really just sounded like a murder scene.
That
Like,
is
it's
disgusting.
crazy.
Like, why? And why was
And it
who
was
recorded
other-
that?
This other dude okay, so from what the person who recorded it basically said that, Diddy allegedly, they like to give people drugs or like give them these alcohol that knocks you out,
Mm-hmm.
which you could only imagine if there's alcohol that's, you drink a glass of alcohol, you knocked out, there's probably something in it. And he thought everybody was asleep in the other room, the living room, whatever. And the guy was like, I don't drink, I smoke. So he was the only one up. And he heard it in the other room and started recording it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's supposed to be like kind of what happened, but it just sound crazy. It sounds very crazy. It sounds very crazy.
And then I just think it's wild how there's people out here that they seem to think that people are targeting P. Diddy. And I'm just like, bro, this man has been in that light since the 90s, bro.
Targeting him?
Like, oh, he's a famous black man. Like, why would y'all be
Oh
trying
my
to, you know what I'm
God.
saying? Like,
Evil has no skin color, and I wish people would stop putting, just because you are a certain skin color, that we have to support you, or that means that you're a good person. that doesn't mean that. And in fact, in the political arena, it means it even less.
Right.
Because your favorite politics are doing the same thing to people, and you would probably never know it. And they could be your own skin color. So we really should put that to rest, because good and bad comes in no color. It's everybody. You know, we all have good and bad in us. Some people just let certain that bad take over them, you know? So I just don't believe, you know, like, oh, they're targeting him.
I'd never believe that.
So many people for so many years have been saying stuff about Diddy during interviews. 50 Cent been saying
Bro,
stuff.
50 been saying stuff for years.
And we've been ignoring it. So why would they just start targeting him? They've been saying
Exactly.
it. We are just paying attention now.
Exactly. And then Wendy Williams, she was one of the first. Remember, she had a radio show before she had a TV show, and she was trying to call Puffy gay back then, right? And then you got, after that, he blackballed her. And no, she lost her radio show, and when she came back into her TV show, she ain't never talk about P. Diddy again. You know what I'm saying?
He's like the Epstein, man.
Of the black world.
Music industry.
And then what was I gonna say? Gosh, I forget what I was gonna say. It was somebody else that was trying to say something.
Was it Charlamagne?
Was it Charlamagne? I forget.
But
There's been people that have been trying to bring him down for a long time. You feel me? And now that everybody it started with Cassie with her lawsuit.
Oh yeah.
And now everybody's trickling. Mace got stories now, but Mace is not trying to say nothing super. He didn't say nothing directly, but he did. What he said was, he avoided everything that's happening to everybody else. Is what he said. He said I ain't got to go through none of that. He said I ain't make music, but I don't gotta go through none of that. He said now I'm with Cam, I'm with Killer. He put me on, Cameron. He said he put me on, and now we making money this way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he thankful for that. You feel me? So
I would be too.
I'm thankful for that too. But and then Cat Williams been letting the cat out the bag, talking about his virgin whole. He not sacrificing his virgin whole, and people like, why do they want to do this? Why do they want to do this to people that don't want it done? Why not just go to like people that live their life that way?
I think it's because they know how dark Hollywood is, and they know in order to make it in the industry, and maybe it was done to him, maybe it was done to Diddy, but in order to make it there, in order to actually make it to the top, you have to go through these things, so that because you're going to see other people, you're going to see other things, and they want to make sure you're not going to open your mouth.
Yeah,
and say nothing. So if they have material to blackball you, they know you're not gonna bring nobody else down. Like, why you think Diddy? Like, yeah, he got arrested, but you really think he cared? He said he had cameras in all of his room.
Yeah,
that was recording politicians doing stuff, other celebrities.
So he really did get arrested?
That's what they say. When he was released from jail, he was like, I got a second chance. I seen like a clip of him after he got released, and he was just like, yeah, God is good. Like, I got a second chance.
Because I seen a picture of him being arrested, but it didn't look like him.
Yeah.
Like, they were saying it was Diddy, but his forehead looked like horns was coming out or something.
Like, what in the Clone X?
I was like, bro.
I was like,
this is not Diddy. Who is this?
They cloning folks.
This is the diddler. That's what they calling Diddy.
The diddler?
The diddler, like the Riddler from Batman.
Oh my God.
The diddler. Did he do it or didn't he do it? You know what I'm saying? The diddler. But yeah, like, I don't know, like the cloning stuff and everything just seems like, I know a lot of stuff like seems far-fetched to people. And I'm like, at this point in time, you have to start questioning, like, yo, how much of this is real and how much, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like people love to use the word conspiracy theorists, but I'm like, bro, so much of this stuff have been proven real. And
then on top of that, at this point, they're starting to announce this stuff on the news channel, like things like, oh, UFOs are real now, aliens are real now. We do, like, CIA is releasing documents saying we do live in a holographic simulation, and astral projection is real, and manifestation is real, all this stuff. So like, at this point, if you are choosing to still not believe it, that is nobody's fault that you're choosing not to expand your own awareness.
Right.
If things start crumbling, because I do believe we're living through an apocalypse where the truth is being told to everybody. That's all apocalypse means.
Yeah.
So we're living through that right now. If you choose, you get to align with whatever frequency or whatever belief you choose, right? Because nothing's right or wrong. It just is, And so we get to choose what we believe. But if you're choosing to ignorantly still live in a world that was created to destroy you, that is your fault.
Yeah.
That is your fault. You know what I'm saying? The information is out there to heal yourself, to become a better person, how to become a millionaire. All of this information to be whatever you want to be in this world is already given to us. But especially now more than ever.
You know, it makes me kind of like worried though, like as far as like this whole situation. Like, let's say, okay, so obviously the entertainment industry is the one that's the most wicked, right? That's what it seems like.
Pretty much like acting,
Right.
like acting, music, all of it's all tied into
Right.
entertainment. So
And then whenever you have any kind of influence, that's when they reach out to you, right? So what, like, we do in this podcast right now. We pretty small, but what if one day we get 50 million viewers and we got 100 million subscribers and stuff like that? You think that they're gonna knock on our door?
What basically from what I hear from like watching different interviews from like Ryan Garcia and stuff, which I know you're gonna get into that, but basically once you start to get a certain level of fame, you get an invitation.
Like a party invitation.
So they or just somebody will reach out to you like, hey, do you want to get even bigger? Do you want more money? Do you want to become like so famous? Like they offer you all these things, and then they take you to the Bohemian Grove, or they take you to a place in the woods and do this ritual, and they make you sell your soul and to sacrifice something if you had to.
Yeah.
You can sacrifice yourself, you can sacrifice your family members, whoever you choose, and then you wake up. Like I think it wasn't Jonah Hill, maybe it was. Somebody said, I sold my soul to the devil, and the next day I woke up with $2 million in my bank account, like kind of thing. So they give you the money, like kind of sort of thing up front. Then all of a sudden, it's like, then they start calling you an industry plant. Like, how'd you get so famous overnight?
So quick.
That's how. That's how. You could be a nobody, or you could be like a local artist, and then all of a sudden, like I just want to say this because I love Lil Peep. I love him. But I remember before he sold his soul. And I know a lot of people, I believe that he did. Because this is, here's the thing, like, I don't care what your sexuality is. I don't care. But I know what they do with people in the industry. This man was just rapping about whatever, being sad, whatever he wanted to make music about. Then he went to Hollywood. He started hanging out with I Love McConan. Mm-hmm. Like, he started getting more notoriety. Then he started saying, I sold my soul to the devil. I signed for a paycheck. He started making music like that. Then he came out as bisexual. Then he died. So he was like in the beginning stages of all of that. Juice WRLD too.
Yeah.
I feel like they ask you, I believe that they ask you, is there something you are willing to sacrifice or whatever? So a lot of them know, and maybe who knows? Like we can make conspiracies about what happens. Do they actually die? Or do they like go somewhere else? Are they putting them on separate islands? Do they get to live the rest of their life out? Like,
speaking of which though, and we're gonna get back to the Ryan Garcia thing, but there was a Super Bowl commercial that really went over a lot of people's heads. Like,
was it from this past Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
So there was a commercial about like I think they were there's people on a boat, but they were looking through a telescope on an island, and everybody that was on the island are celebrities that died. Like for example, there was like Tupac was on the island, like, and you knew it was Tupac because they was putting like lotion on his stomach or something, and it said Thug Life, right? And then this bell was being rung, and the person, it was real quick, you couldn't see it, but it was Bruce Lee. He had that yellow and black striped suit that he wore in his karate movies. Then you had Kurt Cobain on the island.
What?
It's just a bunch of dead celebrities, unalive celebrities on this island. And then when the guy goes to like look, and he's like, who's on that island? And he zooms in, and everybody starts to hide. He's like, oh, there's no one on that island, because he couldn't see nothing. When he zoomed into the island, everybody started hiding.
See?
So I'm like,
that makes me wonder.
And then you have to ask yourself, why make that commercial? Like, what is that
like,
for?
What?
Like, it's crazy.
Like, it's like they really do. And I remember saying this a long time ago, but I felt like people wasn't really like understanding me with what I was saying. Like, they not only do they do that, they tell you the truth in commercials and stuff, and you be like, oh, what if, that would be cool. But they, in order to release themselves, because these people believe in the universe and the universal laws, and the law of karma is you can't do things to people without telling them and them to spiritually agree to it.
And that's that predictive programming.
Right. And in order for them to be released from their karma is you have to agree to it. If they do something without you knowing, they'll have karma from that. But if they put it in a movie like the end of the world's gonna be like this, and you go, dang, like that's gonna be the end of the world. That's how it's gonna happen. You have just spiritually agreed to that. So now all of their karmic debt is erased.
Right.
Which is why they put stuff in movies, and then all of a sudden we see it playing out in real life, and we like, yo, that's crazy. It's just like this movie.
Yeah, and it's not that big of a deal.
It's not.
And in reality, but really, it's like like you said, they just giving you the blueprints,
Right.
and let you know this is what's gonna happen. And it may not be 1-to-1, but it's like telling you like little parts.
What's happening?
You know what I'm saying?
Which is, it goes into being a psychic, right? Like people look at psychics like they're creating these narratives in their head, like, oh my God, the end of the world is gonna be this. No, these people, psychics, have a higher level of awareness. So the things that you don't pay attention to, they pay attention to, and then they're able to tell you this is gonna happen, and you're like, how did you know that? Because they have a higher level of awareness. Awareness just means I'm looking at the space around us and I might notice something. Oh, look, there's a pink bag on top of the refrigerator, and you might never see it. That's literally it. You're just paying attention to other things that other people aren't paying attention to.
Right.
You know? And you understand that the occult works in symbols, which I've been trying to explain, you know, a little bit more about like how they use their symbols. And then when you start watching commercials, you see the symbols that they're using. Now you know that these commercials and these things are all being ran by these like 6 organizations, owned by 6, but they own every TV channel. So no wonder their symbols are everywhere. You might think, which is the illusion of choice, right? You think there's all these channels to choose from. You turn the channels, the same symbols, the same programming. You could be watching SpongeBob or The Simpsons, and they could be talking about what's going to happen in the next few years, and you could turn to the news and they talking about the same stuff, because this channels is owned by the same people. They pushing the same narrative in different ways on each channel.
And speaking of SpongeBob, which this is like kind of a sidebar, but it's crazy. There's two things, one that relates to Nickelodeon and one that just relates to SpongeBob. And I think you probably know about these. But the Nickelodeon logo, the splat, is the same exact shape as Epstein Island.
Right.
And then the address on SpongeBob's license is, or his ID is, when you type it on Google or whatever, it sends you to Epstein's Island. Like, like why is that?
Why they putting all that predictive programming? And they was using, and they're like, I was listening to with Orlando Brown. He be talking about like, yeah, they be doing this stuff to kids, and they be selling to kids, and they be stealing people, and they be right on your Walmart commercials.
Yep.
All of them people that be missing and stuff, they don't look happy.
Right.
And they be doing the they be on Wayfair listed as cabinets.
Bruh,
for
that was
thousands of
crazy.
dollars.
And my thing was with
Amazon,
that,
Walmart does it.
With the Wayfair thing, is like, you cannot tell me that was nothing more than a trafficking situation, because they were the same exact locker, but one would be 20,000,
and it'll have the name Edward
or Christina,
Jessica,
and then you look it up and like these are linked to missing persons.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and why is the Edward cabinet that looks exactly like the Christina cabinet 10,000 more than, you know what I'm saying? It's because they're younger. The younger they are, the more money it is. And I'm
People
like, you cannot tell me that was not what it was, because why was that up there for people to purchase?
Now that we talking about code words, right, real quick, like you see how they say Diddy likes to party, that's his code word, right? A lot of, I'm just saying this so that people will start paying attention, because if they see this and they have never heard this, they should probably listen. If you watch anybody's interviews that go on Ellen DeGeneres' show, any of them, all of them A-listed celebrities, and unfortunately even Adam Sandler, he's like one of my favorite actors.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Everybody's favorite thing to do is go to pizza parties.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Pizza and hot dogs.
That's the only thing they talk about. Or ice cream, which is that's code word for a bunch of kids in one room. I'm not going to say what that means, but these are code words. Like, people need to start putting things together. It's time.
Just research Pizzagate and you'll understand exactly what that means.
You'll get
it. Like they're not saying these things for no reason. Like, and they say it's out of context. Like, he ordered 100 hot dogs to the White House. He was going to get in trouble.
Night.
Why would you get in trouble for ordering food?
Right. Like Hillary Clinton got an email to Barack Obama like, the next time you can't be ordering however many thousands of dollars worth of hot dogs to the White House in the middle of the night. You can get us in trouble. What do you mean? Hot dogs can get you in trouble?
And how can Hillary get in trouble from Obama ordering hot dogs? You don't think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's what I'm saying. It ain't got no color.
Yeah, it really
like,
don't.
Y'all be worshiping
some of y'all favorite people, man. That's why I had to detach myself from these people. I love music. I love movies, but I don't attach myself to that and identify as that, because I'm just myself.
Right.
So like if when all of this blow up and all of these celebrities,
it's not gonna be sad.
Yeah, it's not gonna be sad, and like people gonna have to learn like the Hollywood and music, that industry is going to change drastically. Like some of your favorite people are gonna go down, and you're gonna have to just learn to say, look, I don't care, because they're not you.
Right.
These are horrible people doing
Mhm.
horrible things,
Mhm.
and like justice will come. It will be served.
Oh,
You
it's
feel me?
being served,
For
and it's
sure.
there's no stopping what's coming. The
Hmm.
only thing I can say is we need to, instead of putting money into these celebrities, like buying their tickets and buying, we need to put money back into our communities and put it into each other. Like if you have a friend that has a small business, just support them.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like we're the ones that have to work 9 to 5 so these celebrities could keep doing what they're doing.
Right.
Why would
And
we want them
I'm
to
gonna
have?
I'm gonna tell you the worst part. Like now that you bring that up too, like the worst part about like just starting something like small is that it's never gonna be the people that know you that support you.
Right. It's
It's
always gonna be
it's
strangers.
always gonna be strangers that don't know you that see what you're
Mhm.
trying to accomplish.
Right.
And the moment that a bunch of those strangers come together and they realize that this has potential, and then you start getting those numbers, that's when the people that know you are gonna be like, oh, I always knew you could
Oh,
do
I've
it.
been new
You
to.
know what I'm
Then they
saying?
gonna start their
And
little story times.
that drives me
I
crazy.
went to
You know what I'm
school
saying?
with this person.
Right, like who cares? Like
They-
you didn't support me, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
it's
But
always like that.
but back to the whole situation at hand with the
Yeah.
like I said Illuminati, with like all of this Hollywood stuff, it's crazy too because I feel like now more than ever, more and more and more people are starting to come out against it. That's what makes me feel like this is about to come to an end. Like
Oh, yeah.
something's like it's about
It's
to go
reaching
off.
ahead. It's
Right.
reaching a peak, man.
And like Ryan, back to Ryan Garcia. Like he exposed them on Twitter with the whole Bohemian Grove
He
situation.
showed a video of him at
Yeah.
the Bohemian Grove.
So I seen that video, and is that him though? Like, cause how come like it didn't
He
sound like
posted
him?
it. He
Oh, he
posted
posted it. Okay,
But you know who knows?
Who knows,
Like
yeah.
what was? But he did show the owl, the statue of Moloch or whatever. He showed the owl statue, which is funny because a lot of celebrities use that, and a
Drake.
lot of politicians use that.
Yeah.
NASA uses it. Like, what do we? What should we believe?
Right. So it's like and for those of you who don't know what the Bohemian Grove is, it's pretty much just like a ritual ground. Like
Yeah.
it's like in the forest. I think he said it's in San Francisco.
It's in California.
California. And like in the middle of the forest, they got like a owl statue where they do these ritualistic things
And they
and
make
pray
offerings.
and make
to this-
offerings. Yeah, and they just do a bunch of crazy satanic demonic stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I think that's where you get introduced to the lifestyle that they're gonna promise you. So you have to go through that first, right?
Yeah.
Like if they want to make you famous, you got to go to the Bohemian. Like he said, Ryan Garcia. Did you hear his thing with Andrew Tate?
No.
So
I don't
like
think
the
so.
space. So it was a space. I actually have it queued up. We can listen to it right now. Actually, I'm gonna play it and then you just tell me what you think.
Yo, Andrew.
Hey, bro. All right, talk to us.
Bro, I don't give a fuck, bro. They held me down and they made me watch little kids get raped. I don't give a fuck anymore.
Where?
Bro, they fucking took me to the fucking woods, bro, and they fucking tied. I'm not fucking joking, bro. I have fucking proof, bro. I don't give a fuck. Bro, I fucking will show you every fucking video you could ever fucking believe. Bohemian Grove is real. They fucking tied me down and they made me fucking watch, dog. I absolutely don't give a fuck anymore. Yes, I fucking lost it. They're raping little kids.
He doesn't want to take us all, so let's go. Come on, Ryan. He doesn't want to take us.
Come on, fuck this guy. Bro, fuck this dude, dude.
Who?
Bro,
You do know
you know the higher elites, bro. You already know who they are, bro.
No, you know what?
You know the path
Andrew.
you're going down is dangerous, my friend.
I
That's what
don't
I'm
give
talking
a
about.
fuck.
You
I
see
don't
how-
give a fuck.
how-
They can't
Everybody
touch
does
me.
that.
I'm
Tate is
gone.
trying to warn him.
Well, that's the first point of contention because I care about you a lot, and I can assure you from my own personal experience that they can touch you, which is the
Bro,
worst part
no,
about
they
it.
can't, bro. All right, so come touch me, you fucking bitch.
My boy is not playing.
He
You
not
have proof of
playing.
these things. You have proof of this on your phone?
Yes, of course I do. The fuck you talking about? Of course. If Alex could get a fucking video from the Bohemian Grove, of course I could.
Well, I have to be careful what I say because I'm in the middle of a judicial process right now.
You want me to get you out of it? I can help
Well,
you.
bro, my door gets kicked in if I say what I'm thinking.
Okay, well,
People
I
are
can help you get
scared,
out
You
of
see
it.
what I'm saying? He said if I say what I'm thinking.
Oh. Tell everyone at home then. Start from the beginning. When did this happen? Where did this happen? What exactly did you see? Why have you tweeted the things you've tweeted? Let people at home understand you a little
Because
bit.
I don't give a fuck, bro. They raped me, right? I was 2 years old. They raped me. I have proof of that too. That's where it all started, bro. Okay.
You do know there's going to be certain people who believe, and I'm Ryan. You know I like you.
Of course.
We've been speaking for years. You know there's going
Yes.
to be people who believe you're just saying this because you've, I don't know, had a mental breakdown or taken drugs and you're
Of
repeating
course.
some
Of
of the
course.
things you've said on the internet, and that,
Guess
so they're
what?
going to not believe you unless you come
Give
at
me
it
the
very
drug test then,
coherently.
Andrew. Andrew, I'll go to fucking Romania and take a drug test in front of your face.
Bro, you don't want to come here. You don't need Romanian jail. It's bad for your fight camp. But I'm just asking, like, you're gonna have to tell a far more coherent story from start to finish for people to truly understand that what you're saying happened is what you saw, and that this is not some sort of episode or anything else. This is my advice to you as a brother. I'm trying to make it. If you want people
It's
to
almost
believe
done.
you, you're gonna have to come along and explain from the absolute beginning exactly how it happened, who was involved, how you got there, what car you were in, where you were standing, everything.
Of course they're gonna want that, and I have all the information possible.
Okay, so when you're releasing it, how you releasing it, or are you keeping it for yourself? Because it looks like you don't want to keep it for yourself.
I don't. At the right time, I'm gonna release all of it. But at the right time, I'm gonna do it. They're already calling me to tell me to stop. I don't give a fuck, dude. I've already had a meeting with them. I'm gonna let you sit with that, Andrew.
All right, bro. Well, I want you to know that either way, I'm praying for you, and I hope that
Thank you, bro.
no, and I
I
mean
don't
that
give a
absolutely.
fuck, bro. Alex Jones has been saying the same shit, and they try to can't. The only reason they can't stop me because they listen to the devil. I listen to God. God gave me authority. It's over for everybody, bro.
So that was that.
Wait, who was that he was talking to?
Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate is the he
Okay,
was like
okay.
I think he was like an MMA fighter or something like that.
I was thinking about Isaac Cappy, the
Uh,
other guy who came out and was like talking about how they be doing stuff to kids, and all of a sudden he fell off a bridge and died. He was like an accident.
Oh, I never heard of him. That's crazy.
He was an actor. He was.
Oh
talking
yeah,
about,
yeah. I
was
know
he
you're talking about.
He was talking about not Michael Cera, but like another one. He said they was talking about. I don't know what they were calling them, like chicken. Like we got to go to the basement and do something with
Yeah,
chicken. He
I,
was
I
like,
remember you
what?
talking about. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I remember that. And that's crazy. Like you see how they do it. Like he died randomly, and then everybody just stopped talking about what he was bringing to
He
light.
had videos of was it Prince, one of those English queens,
Prince Harry or whatever.
somebody's house, and it was kids dressed up in robes delivering food and like all types of weird slavery going on. It was just some weird stuff going on, man.
Right.
Like, and that's crazy because how it's funny that like every time a celebrity finally says something, everybody be like, "You're crazy."
Mhm.
Why can't they find? This is why nobody feels comfortable coming out telling the truth.
Right.
And sometimes you hear celebrities slip up and they want to say something, and then they'll say a little bit. They'll be like, "I really want to say something, but I don't need them coming after my family."
Right.
Cardi B be doing that all the time.
Yeah, she go live and then she'll like say, "Oh yeah, let me stop." You know what I'm saying? Like,
Or Sukiana, when she first signed and she sold her soul, she went on live and was like, "I didn't think the devil is real. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. I sold my soul, but I don't know if God will forgive me. I've been praying." Then the live got taken down and she never said nothing else about it.
yeah, all of this stuff is just so incredibly scary because it's like, all right, people.
Bruh.
I feel like people are more comfortable not knowing the answers to certain things.
Yeah.
And like and then when these things get brought to them, and they have like true, like real answer, it's scary.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think we're meant to know everything. You feel me?
No, not everybody. Yeah.
But when they're introduced to those lifestyles, and they present it with these real truths, it's like, bro, like what did I get myself into?
Right. They like, dang, this is seriously happening. Like,
Yeah.
people think it's a joke until it's not. It's not a joke no more. You know,
Right.
like it's funny till it's not type stuff. Like people really think, like people. The thing is, I just don't feel like there's naturally a way to become an A-listing celebrity, because you have to think about how much people are what's the word? Receptive to celebrities, information that celebrities say.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
they're more like likely to believe a celebrity if a celebrity tells you who to go out and vote for.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're
That
they're gonna
influence.
do what you say. You know what I'm saying? Anything you rap about, they're gonna do it. It's like a spell.
Right.
You could like when they say like concerts are big rituals. You know why? You can literally tell an entire crowd of people to put their left hand up and they all gonna do it.
That's facts.
You have control.
over everybody. That's crazy.
Everybody.
Yeah.
So why would these elites allow somebody to have that much A-lister celebrity, why
because
would
they could ruin
allow-
everything. They could,
right.
yeah.
They could, an A-lister celebrity can be like, this entire world was meant to destroy you. Why would they put that out there when they've created this world where they're at the top? They don't even need the money that we need to survive.
Right.
They don't need anything. They have everything. They don't need anything that we need. They probably don't even need IDs and passport. They don't need nothing. Why would they allow all of that to be taken down by an A-listing celebrity? Why?
And this is why I feel like they low key why they want to get TikTok out of here, because TikTok is not regulated by the U.S.
And they would like it to be. They would like it to be.
If you notice, like all of this stuff going on is only in the U.S. This is not happening on Australia and Europe and stuff.
What
like
do you
that.
mean, like all of this?
Like
celebrity
all
stuff?
of the stuff that we're going through. Like I know Prince Harry was involved in it, but he came here to Epstein's Island in the U.S. It wasn't in Europe.
I will say that the rest of the world is going through stuff. I feel like the main source of media and like what everybody's paying attention to is from over here. But I feel like there's one world that's trying to be created under one God, right? And they're trying to create a one world government. So a lot of them, like during the COVID lockdowns, the strictest parts of the world was Australia, China. Like they had very strict restrictions. Like, but a lot of them have already lost most of their rights. Like they can't have like they're really limited to the things that they can have, right? Like places like I think it was it Cuba. I can't remember what it was, but they tried to rebel against their government, and they took all of the money out of everybody's bank accounts, cut all the lights off of everybody's.
That's crazy.
Because they have control. That the reason why there's so much going on in the U.S. right now is because we still have a lot of those. We still have a lot of like of our own sovereignty.
Yeah.
Like we still have our own, which I understand. Like matter of fact, I'm not even going to discuss that because this is YouTube. But we still have. Just
The
bleep
rights,
that
the
word
rights
out if
to
you can.
stuff.
Bleep the word pew pew out. Just bleep it out.
Okay.
But we still have those things readily available, and we still have cash.
Right.
As soon as they take away cash,
And
look,
Bruh.
Joe Biden already talking about if you have over $600 in your bank account, the government wants to go in and see what you got going on in there. They want access to your bank accounts, and they don't want you to be like, because imagine you be like, you want to see what I got? I'm taking all my money out. They don't want you to be able to do that.
Right, and think about what just was going on. I don't know. I haven't heard nothing about it in a while, but the U.S. dollar was like about to be like replaced by like what, yen or something, or because it was like we have the like market, like we have the highest value dollar, and our money is like means the most pretty much. But as of recently, I heard that we didn't have any like ours money was like value so low, like it's not even worth what a dollar actually is. Like we're so much in debt and stuff like that. So I was like, if our dollar is no longer like the world market leader or whatever it's called, then imagine if they converted all of our stuff to like yen and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like what would happen to us? Like everything that we know,
That's the plan, though.
yeah, everything that we know and the way we live will completely change. Because it's like, bro, we lived off this based off the fact that we thought that the dollar meant a lot. You know what I'm saying? But now it doesn't. So like, how would that work? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I can deal with yen because they money be like $2 be like 16,000 yen. I'm not about to deal with that.
But this is the world that they're trying to create. Now, granted, I do believe there's too many people, and they obviously they can't control everybody, which is why there's a population control. Like if people understood that the entire world is being controlled by their governments, and their governments sit with all the rest of the governments, and they talk about this at a roundtable meeting, probably having a cup of coffee, like, how we gonna do this?
Right.
Russia. How we gonna do this? Ukraine. How we gonna, like, we all think that we're all against each other. I just don't believe that. I believe they sit at an Oval Office, and they probably talk about this stuff. And the thing is like, there's so many people that are that have this awareness to what they're doing now, that they're like, we have to lessen the population because we can't control everybody, especially not those people.
Right.
And that's what they've been doing every 1,000+ years. Whenever there's a reset that happens on Earth, which means just like a consciousness reset, which is, we can go into this, but it's basically this planet comes around, resets the consciousness on earth. Then all of a sudden you unlearn everything you learned. All of the programming that you had instilled in you from birth, from your parents' parents, from their parents' parents, all of a sudden you just unlearn all of that. And you're like, wait, this is all a lie. That's called a reset when it happens to the whole world.
Yeah.
It's like a clean slate, which is why it resets. Everything is reset. But during these resets, what they was doing to our ancestors is they push in a lot of fear because why? You're easily controlled through fear.
Right.
So if there's a reset and you learn that you have all of the power inside of you, in order for you to forget and be afraid of that power, they have to scare you so that they can continue to have control, because they lose control when you realize the power is in you.
Right.
So they have to keep doing, during the resets, they got to push in the pandemics. They got to push in all of this stuff to distract you from who you truly are. And that's how they've been able to keep us in mental slavery for thousands and thousands of years, because they know when the resets are coming and they know, okay, during this time, we got to push out this much fear.
Right.
We got to do this many things. And then we take away less and less and less of their rights through the fear. And they just keep doing it over. But I just feel like it's not going to keep working. Like, there's too many people that are like, bro, I'm tired of paying taxes. I'm tired of living. I'm tired of using my money to pay for dirt, water, and air. Like, if you really sit down and say that stuff to yourself, it sounds insane.
Right. I'm gonna tell you what really threw me off too is when I found out that the IRS is
Voluntary?
privately owned.
And it's voluntary?
Yeah, it's not owned by the government. It's like a person, like a corporation that like me or you could have made.
Yeah.
And like I'm like, why are they dictating anything about what we got going on? How did they get the rights to do that? You know what I'm saying?
You know, there's so many people this year that's not going to pay their taxes. And
I bet, yeah.
And there's a law that states that we don't have to pay. So there's people talking about it like if you call IRS and be like, I don't want anything to do with this based off this law, and apparently they can't even fight you back on it. Like, I want to learn. I'm trying to learn more about like what's happening, but there's a lot of people who's just fed up, man. Right. Like, I'm fed up, and we all fed up.
It's a lot going on, and not like, you know how, you know, we talk a lot about how they do like distractions and things to keep us distracted away from the bigger picture. And a lot of people think that this Baltimore Bridge situation was a distraction. But going back to Ryan Garcia just a little bit though, so allegedly, and I say allegedly because I came across some information about these tweets. So
his deleted tweets?
Yeah, so
okay.
there was a deleted tweet that said that he said something really bad was gonna happen in Baltimore, Maryland on March 26th, which was the day that the bridge collapsed, right? And so the ship crashed into the bridge, obviously, and it fell apart. And then he did make a statement on the 26th, and he pretty much was saying, "Oh, this looks weird, yada yada yada. Like it just looks planned to me, yada yada yada." And then people were trying to like, there was people in the comments that said that he never made that tweet, that tweet was created by somebody else. He took credit for it. He said that he doesn't remember everything he tweets because a lot of the things that he were tweeted were being taken down. He said not by me, by by the powers that be or whatever. So there's no really, I can't prove that he didn't do it, and I can't prove that the tweet was fake. But just going off everything he was saying, he also said that there was going to be like a really, really big earthquake in Los Angeles on June 6th, right? And look at what's been happening with earthquakes. In Tijuana or Taiwan or something like that, they had a record-breaking earthquake. New York just had an earthquake yesterday.
I was watching videos of people from New York like, apparently they haven't had an earthquake like that since like 1818.
Right. And like, what's going on? Right.
Like, these are...
It seems like some lead up stuff. You know what I'm saying?
And the religious people, they out there. Like,
right.
This is the end time. Like, everybody... Like, the one thing we can all agree on, that a lot of people besides atheism, obviously, we all agree on, is that there is some sort of external intelligence. There is a force that has created all of this. And everybody thinks that this is the time that this force is coming back to do whatever it's going to do on planet Earth, or, you know, take us out, whatever people believe, right? I personally believe that this is the end of the world, but not in the way that Christians may believe that this is the end of the world, like how they think God about to come down and just destroy everything and the rapture is going to be crazy. I just believe this is the end of the old world, the beginning of a new world, which is why things are never going to be the same. 2020 brought a new energy, and it's never going back to the way we used to know it. That's what I mean by the end of that age, and we're going into a new age, like the Stone Age and like that sort of stuff. That doesn't mean that we all die.
Right.
necessarily. That just means everything you remember, like back in the day, it was like this. It's going to be like that. We're going to be like, we're going to know what it's like to live. Like, we're currently living in basically like two different worlds, like the old world, and now there's a new world that's being created. But I think more than anything now, people are also learning that there's parallel universes and realities happening all around us. There's multiverses, everything. There's all types of hundreds of millions and unlimited supplies of realities happening on one planet all at once.
Right.
We're all basically living in our own world. We're all experiencing life differently. We're all having different things happen to us. There's people that believe that telekinesis is fake and being telepathic is fake, and they think that that's not real. They're not living in that world, right?
Right.
I could experience a ghost, and they could be right next to me, and they can't experience that with me because we're living in our own world, which has actually happened to me. Which is why it's so crazy. Like, we're literally all finally realizing that the earth is way more complex than we thought it is, and I think this is a wonderful time to be alive.
Right.
Just throw that
for
out
the
there.
I guess for the people that are willing to take in what's going on and choose to do, like, use that information for something. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, if you choose to just sit back and be like, oh no, none of this is real, none of this is happening, then you might be up for a big surprise when something hits the fan.
And that's people that are living in fear. Like, you have to release fear so that you can embrace what's going on. Like, this is not a scary time. Like, people will tell you, oh my God, don't look at during the eclipse, don't look up at the sky and make sure you're wearing those safety glasses and don't look, and you're gonna die and you're gonna go blind. And it's like, why is there so much, like, we are living on an earth where we're afraid of everything here, and we're naturally,
that's
you know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
crazy.
we're made up of the elements of this earth, and we're scared of the earth. How are we supposed to be? It's like being uncomfortable in your clothes. Like, you buy clothes that don't fit or something. You just uncomfortable all day. That's basically how we are living on Earth. We just uncomfortable all the time. We're scared of bugs. We're scared of nature. We're scared of dirt. We're scared of the sun. There's people who are afraid to go swimming. They're scared of the water because they think they're gonna get a parasite and die. Which I understand that the water's nasty now. Like, I get it, but like, when will people realize that you are Earth? You are nature. Why are you so afraid of what you are? That's basically, it's like people who say, it all goes back to like people who say, I want to be with a God-fearing man. Well, you got one. Because you got a person that's afraid of the entire world, and that is God. God is the world.
Yeah.
So of course you're afraid of the world. You're afraid you fear God. You fear yourself. Like, the moment you start embracing nature, you're not gonna fear God anymore.
Right.
God is nature, so it's just a weird.
So I noticed too, like, when you talking about God and stuff, Ryan Garcia has been talking a lot about how he's speaking through God and how God has given him the information to give to the people. And that begs the question, like, is he a prophet or is he a fraud? And the reason why I say that is because obviously, like I said, we can't prove the tweet about the ship being false, but if it is real, and if June 6th comes and this earthquake does happen, that will obviously prove that he has some sort of information, some sort of divine information. You know what I'm saying? But also, you have to take into account that he has a big fight coming up April 20th. And could he just be saying all of this stuff
to gain notoriety
for his fight? And if that's the case, I would hate that, because he's using God's name to do this stuff.
Right.
And that's why, to me, I feel like he can't be, because that's too much of a risk. Because if let's say that is the case, and people find out, oh, he's only promoting this fight, you know how bad he would look? Because it's one thing to just do some controversial stuff, but now you throwing God in the mix. You know what I'm saying?
You throwing God under the bus.
Yeah,
for that.
so it's like, bro, like, you can't risk your entire career. You can't be saying this stuff if you know what I'm saying? If you didn't actually believe it. So, like, I'm kind of like on the fence of what I believe as far as that, though. But
I do believe there's truth to what he's saying. I do believe that, like, I was watching this lady, her name's Sloan or something. She's like a psychic, and she talks about a lot of this stuff. And she basically said he has been MK Ultra'd, and his programming is wearing off, and he's telling everything. And they might Kanye West him. They might put him in the hospital. He come back normal, or normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might just be wearing off. Like they said, like he said, like somebody did something to him when he was a kid. That means that, my thing about these celebrities and like these politicians and stuff, I think they choose you at a young age, and they have handlers that follow you around life, like the Adjustment Bureau sort of thing.
Did you watch it?
Prepare you. I haven't watched it yet.
Okay,
I gotta watch. Is it on Netflix?
I don't know. I might have to put it on something for you.
Right, because I want to watch it, but I do believe in life, especially with like people that are going to be presidents and stuff, that at a very young age, because all of this has to be, they're trying to make all of this very biblical, right? So it's appeasing the Christians. They're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And, you know, there's spiritual people that are like, oh my God, this is bigger. But I feel like we're all putting ourselves in a box, right? We put these labels on ourselves like, oh, I'm a spiritual person or I'm a Christian. And then on top of all of these boxes that you're putting yourself in, there's just actual awareness.
Right.
So there's the thing watching all of it. Like you think that spiritual people judging the Christians makes you better because you're like, I'm better than you because I believe in oneness and you believe that God is Jesus. Like they think that's better, but really judgment comes from a place of fear. And the only thing that exists is what's watching all of this go down, which is your higher self. You know what I'm saying? Like none of it has an opinion. You know that all of it just exists and it's happening because it's supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know. Like, I don't know where I was going with that. I feel like I had a point and then I lost it, but which is crazy. Like your thoughts don't actually belong to you because if they did, you would never lose them.
That is, yes. I be trying to tell it. I try to tell that to people sometimes. They don't get what I be saying. Like I'm like, the fact that you could think about something doesn't mean it's yours. You know what I'm saying?
Like because then if I could think about it, why could somebody in another place think about it? Like I actually just made a TikTok. I'm about to just rear off. It might go into another topic you got or something, but I was talking about how the other day, like a week or so ago, I naturally, like something with this eclipse coming up has caused me to want to fast unconsciously. Like I didn't even realize it. And I went on a 5-day water fast for no reason. I was like, I just can't eat. Like I just feel like I can't eat. Like something about the energy. I took off work. Like, and I never do that for a solar eclipse. I never even like, you know what I mean? Like I care about these things, but I always work through the solar eclipses, stuff like that. But this one, I was like, I feel like I need to take off work. Then I was like, I think I need to fast. Then and I'm thinking I'm the only one feeling this way. I got online, all of my mutuals. I feel like I need to fast right now. Like this is a really big month. I'm like, dang, like I thought that was only my thought.
Nah, I feel you. See, it's not yours.
It doesn't. It doesn't just belong to me.
Right.
If it did, I would be the only one in the world feeling and thinking that way.
Right.
You know. So it just goes to show you, like you could say, I'm ugly. I'm ugly. I'm ugly. This is my thought. My thought. My thought. Somebody else is having that same thought about themselves.
Exactly.
So you don't have to identify with that thought. You're choosing to. You don't have to.
That's exactly the point. I be trying to. People just don't understand that.
Yeah.
They just think that I don't know. They just think one way. They're not willing to think another way. But bringing up the eclipse and stuff, like we got all right. So it's kind of correlating between the freight ship that hit the bridge and the eclipse, right? So I feel like there's some commonalities in that movie Leave the World Behind that came around before. So if you notice, the ship that washed up on shore in that movie is a freight ship and it said the White Lion on it, right? It turns out that ship was going to Sri Lanka, whatever it's called, and on their flag is a lion, right? So there's like a correlation there. And then the apocalypse in that movie is pretty much just no internet, no communication.
And in the movie, I think the ship had a lion on it.
It said White Lion.
Yeah, it said White Lion.
But in the movie, also like the apocalyptic event is no internet, no contact, no nothing. And apparently, this eclipse coming up may or may not bring about the 3 days of darkness that people have been talking about, right?
Which I believe is going to be no internet.
Yeah, no internet, no communication, like just complete.
I hope I still get my packages though.
Nah, UPS is not. That, I mean, hey, look,
I got herbs coming in the mail.
I'm telling you, something got to give because if I got some stuff coming too. I need it to come right now. You feel me? If you ain't gonna deliver it, then I need it right now. Feel me?
For real.
But so there's some correlations in between that movie, and that's what I mean. Like when I say that, like what we mean when we say they tell you things in movies without telling you things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now the Obamas, they said that their part in that movie was to make sure that eclipse. I mean, not the eclipse. That apocalypse would be as real as it can possibly be. And ironically enough, I'm not saying that this...
All of this stuff.
Yeah, I'm not saying that the eclipse is going to cause the apocalypse. But, like, if it is 3 days of darkness, in that movie, that was day one of no internet.
That whole movie was supposed to be based on day one?
All right, so when it was pop... All right, day one of no internet is when, he came to the house. They was arguing or whatever.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like, that was the night it happened. The first full day was when they were all going through all of that crazy stuff.
Okay,
The planes was falling out the sky and stuff like that because they had no, like, electronic communication, nothing like that. So that was, like, probably day 1 through 3. But then we got this alleged 3 days of darkness. So imagine what could happen, bro. Imagine what could happen.
This my time to just say this. Y'all better learn how to read paper maps.
Bruh,
People
I'm
better learn,
telling you,
get
I need to read.
gas.
Yeah,
You know, the government is saying for the eclipse, y'all gotta have a full tank of gas. Everybody make sure you got 2 weeks of food. Like, why would they say that for an eclipse? Bro?
right. Like this eclipse is, Tanya. This eclipse is the weirdest eclipse that I've ever
It's
heard
not
about.
normal.
Like they got the National Guard coming out.
Bruh.
They got kids staying
They
home
sh-
from school.
They shooting rockets
Like-
at the sun?
Like what is going on right now?
Bruh,
Like
if
what
y'all
is
not-
going on?
If people think this is normal, if that's what I'm saying when I say if they're giving you the information, if you decide not to believe it, that's your fault.
Exactly.
If you're
Exactly.
deciding to think that, oh no, this is all fake, I don't believe any of this. If something happened and you're not prepared, that's your fault. That's your fault.
And then another thing too, because and Bree was telling me this, and this is true, because you know we had a solar eclipse like 4 years ago, and they were saying back then that you're not gonna get another solar eclipse like this for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's been 4 years. So why is it like how did this happen so quick?
Okay, that's the thing too, right? Like, so the planetary alignment is not even. I think we're in Pisces. So technically, the sun and the moon are not in alignment to be going into a solar eclipse. It doesn't make sense.
So what is about to what is about to happen?
I
What,
personally believe my dreams, the dreams that I've been having, is about the planet that doesn't exist, Nibiru.
Planet X.
Yeah, I've been having dreams. A lot of mutuals of mine have been having dreams about this not being a solar eclipse, it being the second sun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I personally, call me crazy, I don't care. I don't believe that we're having a solar eclipse. And in fact, it doesn't scientifically even make sense because the sun and the moon are not in alignment. And
Yeah.
you know they tried to postpone it?
Postpone what?
The
eclipse?
On the news, they was like, oh, we're going to push it to the 10th or
The
the 9th.
eclipse?
That's what I'm saying.
How can you postpone
They
the eclipse?
trying to do whatever they can to have people not looking up at the sky.
That's crazy.
And ironically, everywhere is supposed to be cloudy that day. Nobody gonna be able to see it except one area in Texas.
They done
Come
pull
on,
the
bro.
heart machine out. Now look, check this
Come
out though.
on.
So check this out, and like I said, I've been seeing a lot of stuff about this eclipse that just don't really make sense to me. And then you sent me a TikTok that I was just like, bro, imagine. So you know how we talk about how they have to tell you things, and also they try to make certain things that don't make sense. They try to make it make sense to you so that you don't think, oh, this is crazy. They're doing something behind the scenes. So they got this new disorder, a rare disorder called PMO. I'm not even gonna try to.
Oh my God.
I'm not even gonna try to explain, like pronounce the actual name, but it acronyms or it shortens down to PMO, and pretty much another word for it is demon face syndrome.
Bruh.
So they are trying to get people to understand that you may start seeing people, and the way they say it is like only on people. You're not gonna see it on nothing else.
And it's not everybody. It's certain people.
It's certain
you
people.
see.
So you're gonna see pointy ears. You're gonna see elongated smiles. You're gonna see like distorted faces, and they're trying to tell you that is a normal condition. It's rare, but it's normal. So that after this eclipse
It's a
happens,
disease.
and you just so happen to see people that look like demons, oh, they're not demons.
You have a disease called demon face syndrome.
Yeah, you have a syndrome. What? And then people gonna be like, oh, they said it on the news, so it must be true. I have this syndrome. He just looks like a demon. He's not a demon, bro.
That's crazy.
This eclipse may lift a dimensional veil
off of a lot of people.
And you're
Not
gonna be able.
everybody,
Yeah, you're
but
gonna
a
be able to
lot of
start
people.
seeing stuff, and that's why I'm like, this can't be like a regular eclipse. This can't just
No.
be the sun doing what it normally does. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
with the moon. I just don't believe
yeah,
it.
so
I
it's
don't believe
like,
it.
bro,
I don't believe it.
this may be something more, and like we are definitely in conspiracy grounds right now. But
Right,
like I said,
but-
I'm more inclined to believe this stuff than what they tell me, because they've been lying to us for so long, bro.
And a lot of people are. Here's the thing, like, if you understand how powerful you are, then you see what's going on and you know how many things they're trying to pull over your eyes. Like, it's not far-fetched anymore. A lot of people are coming in and having their abilities like become more visible to them, where you could think about somebody and then they call you, or you could think about reaching out to somebody and then they text you first.
That
or
happened to me
you
with
know what I'm
Barbara.
saying?
Yeah,
Like,
that's crazy.
This is all like when psychics say that they're psychic, that's what they're talking about. It's not what you see on TV. They're talking about the abilities that everybody has, except they've accepted it so much that it happens to them more often. They've learned, and really the way that you accept it is by just knowing, like when it happens, you say, I'm grateful for this experience. I know what this is. This is a part of me having telepathic experiences or whatever. Then they'll become more frequent. The things that you become grateful for, they happen to you more often. So the moment you start showing gratitude, or if you say, oh, that was a coincidence, then you'll stop experiencing those things as often. But the moment you say, I'm grateful for this experience, I can't believe this, you show excitement to it, the universe will give you more things to be excited about in that realm.
And I don't understand, like, and I'm not trying to verify, we talked about this before, but I don't understand how people can't see certain things and realize that humans are capable of having superpowers. Right. And it's like, it's all right. So for example, right? Have you ever seen the movie Rain Man?
I think so.
It's like about a guy who has autism, and like he is like the greatest mathematician in the world. Like this man dropped like a bundle of, like, I think it was like toothpicks, and just by them falling on the floor, he was able to tell him how many toothpicks was on the floor, right? And people look at that and just say, "Oh, well, he's autistic." Like that is a superpower that he just did.
But that's what they do,
right? And then me and you, we're twins, right? I could tell people. I don't even have to tell people. People find out we're twins. Oh, do you have twin telepathy? So you do believe
that's real.
Yeah. So it's like, so you do believe that humans have the capability of being telepathic, but you're locking it behind being a twin. Why is that? You know what I'm saying?
But that's because, okay, so that's just, I put that in the same category as people believe that the world is like, they'll believe that they have free will to a certain extent, right? Like I always say that, like they'll be like, oh, I believe that you have a choice whether or not, I don't know, whether or not you want to smoke cigarettes until you become addicted. Then you don't have a choice no more.
Right. It's like, bro,
that makes no sense. You always have a choice every single day, even if the choice gets harder.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It gets harder, but you still have that choice.
You know,
yeah.
But it's the same thing. Like I believe in telepathy between twins, but that's it. So you believe that, or like that's like, the thing is like, if you believe that God gave you free will, that goes under every single thing in your life. You have a choice of every single thing that you decide to do with your life is a choice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how difficult the choice is, how much you feel like it's not a choice and you have no other choice. You're putting yourself in mental slavery by believing that you don't have a choice. I don't care what you just decide to do with your life. It's your life and you decide how you want to live it. Right. And that's the beauty in having a choice. You're creating your own reality. And the moment you say, I don't have a choice, you're letting somebody else create your reality. Right. You're letting these people on TED Talks tell you, you don't have a choice whether or not you're attracted to children. It's just something
crazy.
You're born with.
That's crazy.
Stop doing it.
Yeah.
Stop doing
yeah,
that.
they're definitely leading into that. 100%. I agree.
I can't tell you, because if you have a choice whether or not you want to take this job, or you have a choice whether or not you want to be a good parent. Like if you decide, it's a choice, right? Like if somebody say, I'm gonna have a kid, I don't want to be in that child's life. Oh, I just couldn't help it. My mind told me I can't. That's not how that works.
Right.
You have a choice.
Yeah, you have a choice. It's
what
not,
do you mean?
Yeah, it's people just be trying to like,
and then they
make
pick
it
and choose.
Yeah.
Which child they want to be in. Which one of their lives.
That's another thing, and I hate that. I've seen that several times. Like. Bro. I'm not even gonna get into it. I'm not gonna put nobody's name in it, but I've seen that several times. You know what I'm saying? But
bro, we all have a choice. I don't care what your choice
definitely
is.
Have a choice.
You're entitled to your choice, and even if it hurts to be like, well, I wouldn't have put myself through this for my whole life if it was a choice. Yes, you would, because you have lessons to learn, and that's the beauty in all of this. It's not a bad thing that you're choosing to live your life whichever way you're living your life. It's not a bad thing. It comes with a lot of lessons, and in fact, I believe that the universe puts people through the most stuff, like the people who have the hardest lives, is because you're meant for more. You're meant to expand in your awareness. People that are born with everything will never understand these things. They'll never have this level of awareness. They weren't in this lifetime meant to become better mentally and consciously. They're not meant for it, and it's not their fault. Like in the 3D, right? Like they feel like they don't have a choice. They're just living whatever. Like it's not like I believe we all kind of sign soul contracts. Like we know what we're going to go through when we get here, or we have like an idea of like who our family is going to be. Like I believe that we have that idea when we come down. Like we know the struggles we're going to go through, right? But I also understand like you forget all of that. Like, so I understand when people are like, why would I choose to come into this life and be homeless? Like, because you're meant for more. That's why. Because there is a lesson embedded in every piece of pain that everybody goes through. And you're meant to overcome it. You're not meant to struggle forever. that's just the beginning level to becoming greater. It's
And then,
a
like,
catalyst for success.
Right. And then I feel like, especially when it comes to like people being homeless and stuff, they feel like, oh, they hit rock bottom, there's no coming back. But I'm like, bro,
No.
you gotta think like
Everything is temporary.
everything is temporary. You gotta think like, okay, so you made a decision, you made a choice, and whatever that choice was led you to be homeless, right? But once you're homeless, you now have other choices to make. You can either stay homeless or you can like go to a shelter, get help or something. Like these things are out here for people, but people
Right.
just would rather like blame something else
Right.
rather than grow from it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, bro, I couldn't be homeless. I know I can't be homeless. So because I know I can't be homeless, and another thing I know I can't do, I know I can't go to jail. I'm not going to jail. I'm not
Right.
living in jail. So you know what I do? I make choices in my life to ensure that
Period.
those are not where those places I'm not going to be in those situations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And obviously we can't know what every situation is going to lead to. Like I could be doing the best things I can do that and it may lead me to go to jail. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I know that what I have been doing has been working. I'm not in jail. I'm not homeless. I'm gonna keep it up. And if I want more, I try to, you know what I'm saying, do my thing like that.
And I exclude this conversation from kids because like when you're a kid, like your choices are made from your parents.
That's
So,
true. Yeah.
but when you become consciously aware that you can pick and choose, it's like being a bad person. You can't be like, I can't help that I'm a bad person. People do that.
I know.
People do that.
That's crazy.
I don't want to hear that.
That means that, you know what
I
that
don't wanna hear
that
that.
tells me that's like I'm not changing. I'm just always gonna be
Yeah.
a bad person.
And
like,
or people and then they remember like this is a holographic universe. So I'm projecting what's going on in my mind outside of me. So if I believe, right, if I'm a bad person and I believe that I'm gonna be a bad person forever, I don't believe in change. Then that means when you change, I go, there's no way you can't change. Like people don't change. That's never.
right. That's crazy.
And then they project what they can't do onto you because you've already changed. You've already
Exactly.
become. And people do that to me all the time.
Yeah, that
they
sucks.
remember me from the past and they go, I just don't believe people can change. I don't believe that. Okay, you're just saying you can't change and you're gonna be the same person you were when you were in high school.
Right.
And then they expect that. And then people don't like you no more. They go, he changed. I don't really talk to him like that.
Right.
We're supposed to.
And I will say this too. Now, there are people that like in order for you to change as a person, you have to want it.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
You can't just all right. So like I feel like people who feel like people can't change is because they don't want it. They don't
Right.
want to change.
They don't want
They
to.
are content with who they are, and that means that it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen for them. But if like for me, right? Like I feel like okay, I want more for my life. So now I'm thinking about the proper steps to take to change my life to put myself in a better position. Now I could just say, "Oh, life is going good. I'm going to just stay like how it is." You know what I'm saying? But I choose to just want to change and do better things for my life. I choose now. I've been going to the gym for like 4 weeks now. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot, but it's the most consistent I've been going because I choose now to want a better lifestyle for myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And eventually I will get there, but it's a process. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You have to want it. You can't just say, you know what I'm saying? It's just not going to happen. You feel me? But yeah, but we kind of veered off. I do have to ask one more thing about the April 8th situation. So, you know, CERN,
I hate these people.
the 10,000 scientists in CERN, they're going to have their Hadron Collider at maximum power on April 8th, the day that they want everybody to stay inside.
What do you know?
Yeah, the day they want they want everybody to stay inside. The day that if you may start seeing demons after,
Like, dang, y'all.
like what do you think is happening with CERN? What do you think they're trying to accomplish?
They're trying to recreate the Big Bang, which is crazy that they're talking about trying to recreate the Big Bang. But I think that they know that these are times where the veil is so thin that they can open up portals to other dimensions. And in fact, this is theory, right? This is alleged, but there was a person who came and was talking to somebody from CERN, and they relayed a message that they already have portals open, and there's been beings that aren't from Earth going in and out of these portals that they have opened during these times. Mind you, Terry, I don't even know if you know this, but starting on 420, we're having 10 palindrome days.
Yeah, see, I seen that.
Do you know what that means?
Like,
do you know that those days are thin for the veil? So those are portal days.
I was about to say that. Like, how is that? Have we had that before?
We've never had that happen. 10 days in a row of palindrome days.
Like in a row. Like,
if you don't know what palindrome days mean, it means it swings back and forth, right? So you could say April
20th, 24, right?
And if you read it backwards,
it's the same thing. Oh, we just jinxed each other. But like, and that's 10 days in a row
10
from the
days in a
20th to the
row?
29th.
Bruh.
I'm like, bro.
Bro.
Like when I seen that, I was like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
But it's crazy that you mentioned CERN and stuff, because there's literally like there's a movie. I don't know if you ever seen it, but
This
you
is
know
crazy.
I watch a lot of movies, right? There's a movie that kind of reminds me of what CERN is doing. It's called The Mist. Have you ever heard of it?
Mm-mm.
So it's like, all right. So it's about this town, all right? And these people are in a grocery store.
The
and
Mist?
The Mist. Yeah. These people are in a grocery store, and then there's these scientists these scientists and the military are experimenting with something in the mountains. And while this townspeople are going through what they're going through, they're in the grocery store. This mist starts covering the town, and creatures start coming out of the mist and like killing people.
I think
You know what I'm saying? And
Is that a Stephen King movie?
I think it is a Stephen King movie, and like
I feel like I have heard of this.
it's a good movie too. And it's like at the end of the movie, I don't mean to like if you haven't seen it, spoilers, I'm sorry, but pretty much they leave the store. A group of people leave the store and they run out of gas somewhere. They're just trying to leave, but they run out of gas, right? And then I'm laughing because it's not funny. It's just tragic, bro. But so all of the people in the car, I think it's like a kid, some old people, and a woman, and then the main guy of the movie. They're like, we don't want to go out in this mist because they know that the creature is gonna tear them to pieces. So they're like, we have a gun. Can you just kill us all? And then I guess you could kill yourself after. So after much
Dang.
deliberation, he's like, okay, I'll do it. So he killed the old people, killed the kid, shot them all in the head, shot the woman in the head, and then he goes to take the gun and put it to his mouth. In the moment that he is about to pull the trigger, the government, the military, they save the day. The portal is closed. The portal that they opened, they closed it. The military's killing the monsters. So he literally just murdered these people for no reason. If they would have waited like a minute more before all of this, they would have all been saved. That joint
That's
was
crazy.
crazy. But
Imagine feeling like that. You don't want to have to
right.
kill them all first.
But see, it's like these movies are telling us like where did they get these ideas from? Who's
Right.
opening portals in the mountains to let creatures in? You know what I'm saying?
They do be in the mountains too.
Right.
All of these people, they be in the mountains.
And I
The
heard that-
scientists and stuff.
I heard that CERN is trying to open up a portal to hell. You know what I'm saying? And look, they have a statue outside
Like
of their
Stranger
building.
Things.
Yeah, like Stranger Things. They have a statue outside of their building that's
Wait.
like, go ahead. The
Like
upside
Stranger
down.
Things, that big, huge machine they had that was opening portals.
Wasn't that like a particle accelerator or something
And
like
that's
that?
what CERN got.
Yo,
Bro, they be putting it in the
in
the
our
shows,
face,
bro.
yeah,
But
in our
anyway,
face.
What kind of
But
statue?
it's like a statue. I think they call them Shiva or something. It's like the goddess of death and stuff. Like it's
Oh.
outside of their building. It's like in a circle and it's like staged up like this. And I'm like, how can you just put that in people's faces and expect them to not put the pieces together?
Think anything. And you know what's funny? You know what the rockets are named after that they're gonna be shooting at the
Like Apollo and stuff. was that?
it's I can't remember the name of the rockets they're shooting, but they said it's a deity of a serpent.
Mm.
Like it's like a serpent deity. Like that's what they named the rockets after. Whatever that they're gonna be shooting at the solar eclipse, which is so weird to me because it's like we've had so many solar eclipses.
Mm-hmm. But
Why
they've never
y'all ain't
done.
try to shoot
yeah,
at those?
yeah. There's something going on.
And okay, here's my thing. Our ancestors used to do rituals and have dances during the solar eclipse and look directly at it. And
And
feel
nothing
some-
happened. They didn't have no
They
protective
wasn't
glasses.
telling them not
and-
to look up.
Yeah.
Like imagine somebody telling you not to look up at the sun and not to look. Like imagine all of these people.
Yo,
That's
did you,
crazy to
Tanya?
me.
Did you? This. I just seen this before we started filming. Like maybe like an hour before we started filming. People have been taking pictures of the sky and of the sun, and like changing some settings in their phone, like contrast and if you start changing the contrast and some of the settings in the phone, you start seeing like computer chips in the sky. Like
I believe
like the
that
sun
this is some sort of
the
simulation.
sun had like a whole computer chip in it, bro. I was like, fam, like, and then I seen and then it's
It is
crazy,
the source of everything. the
right?
sun.
Because then they was like, oh, somebody had said that, oh, the whole sky is CGI technology, but then I'm like,
it would make sense if we were in a dome.
right, if we was
For
in
it
a
to be
dome,
some
and
sort of
then
CGI
look, in
technology.
movies they tell us this stuff, right? And one of the Hunger Games movies, she shot something at the dome and it broke the sky. Same thing in King Kong. I think it was either the Kong Skull Island or the Godzilla versus Kong, where he took like a tree and King Kong took a tree and like tossed it at the sun. and when it hit the sun, the whole simulation kind of like crumbled.
And what's
And I'm like,
call it?
bro.
What's that movie with Jim Carrey?
The Truman Story, or something like that.
At
Truman
the
Show.
end of
Truman
it,
Show.
he got to the end of the dome.
Yeah, he got to the end of the dome, and it was like a
Like,
door. There was
Why do
literally
they
a door.
depict the dome and everything?
And everything.
Or like Hillary Clinton when she be like, "We're still trying to break that glass ceiling."
Right.
Why do they do that?
Right.
Why is it? But then they just, if you say anything about a dome, people start glitching.
Mhm.
No, it's not. It's like
The
you
Matrix.
in a dream, right?
Yeah.
And in the dream, you telling the dream character, because this happened to me before. You like, this is a dream.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't real. This is all made up. This is all whatever. And then the dream character start. And even in, like, I've seen them do it. Like, people have done it in, like, video games. You tell the video game character this is not real.
Yeah.
And they start freaking
Bro,
out.
they have an Unreal Engine 5 tech demo. They made a Matrix game in there, and that's what they was doing that at.
Okay.
In the Matrix game, they was like, "What is the Matrix? You are in a Matrix," and they was like, "No, I'm not. I'm not in a Matrix." Like
what?
that's
Why do
crazy.
but it's funny because, like, as within, so without. Like, we react the same way
Mhm.
to these ideas. And it's like, bro, like, if you want to know how we got here, look at what we're creating. Like,
Right.
okay, so for example, like, people will be like, "Oh, why do you think, like, the universe is consciousness awareness?" Look what we're creating. Like, we are what we create, right? We created AI technology. And the way that AI technology is becoming computer robots is because eventually that consciousness, right? Because we're putting consciousness into a computer system. That consciousness begins to feel, and then it wants to know how certain things feel.
Exactly.
I want to know what it's like to have a physical body. That's all it has to want in order to become real. Like,
Exactly.
all something has to do to become sentient also is to be able to be sad or happy or mad or whatever. That being sentient is having emotions. Like, we're creating something. So, like, I believe that God, this awareness, decided, I want to know how it feels to be a human, to be able to build things. So, like, and we're just all like co-creators to the actual creator, right? So we're actually just the creator here trying to feel what it's like to create certain things, like whatever we decide we want to create. And the moment that creativity is taken away from you, you become soulless, because that's all you are, is a creator, because you're a co-creator to God. God is a creator. So they created a society where you don't have time to create, because you're constantly
Right.
working.
The 9 to 5 was
that's
created.
that's how we become zombies, because we're not living if we're not creating.
Exactly.
You are a co-creator. That's all you are. Everything we do is creation, even having kids. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's why I be telling people it's so important for you to keep your creative spark, because you're nothing but creation.
Right.
If you lose that, you lose your soul.
Oh God.
You know, celebrities don't even get to create what they want to create.
Yeah, they get told what to create.
Yeah,
It's
like,
crazy. It's
they
curated creation.
Man, y'all
It's
better
crazy.
stay creative. Everybody better use their imagination.
But going back to CERN one more time, because I wanted to. This is what I've been wanting to show you this whole podcast.
Oh, I'm scared.
Like, it's crazy. So, you know how we say CERN? You mentioned that they already have portals that that beings are coming in and out of, right? So I was on TikTok and I came across, I think there's another podcast, and they were talking about how if you type in these certain coordinates, and I'm gonna try to put the coordinates on screen for the people watching. So if you want to check this out yourself, then you can, because I did it myself. I listened to their video, but I was like, I want to see it myself too. So if you go to Google Earth and you type in these coordinates, right? I'm gonna put them on screen for everybody, but go to Google Earth on your phone, type in these coordinates, and it takes you to like this like barren land, and like it looks like a desert, right? And the only thing that, I mean, I have to show this to you because it looks like a portal in the ground, right? It looks like a portal in the ground. It's like a black hole with like green and purple around it. And if you zoom in, it is guarded by tanks. So look at this. Look at that. And then zoom in and look around and see if you can find some of the tanks. It's like 5 or 6, maybe 10 tanks.
Is that the thing right there? That thing?
That black thing is there. Like, and I'm like, bro, like, that's Google Earth. Like, unless somebody hacked Google Earth and put that image there and put them little tanks there, I don't know, man. I feel like that's there. I feel like that's there I think it's somewhere in California.
Bro, why do you think there's areas in this world? That's crazy.
That's crazy, right? Like, it's an actual portal, bro. Like, it looks like, I mean, I can't say it's an actual portal, but what else can that be? Like, what else can that be?
That's crazy.
That is different, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to put the I'm gonna put the coordinates on screen for y'all, and y'all go to Google, download Google Earth. It's a free app. Put them coordinates in, and then y'all tell me, y'all leave in the comments what y'all think it is, because I'm convinced that is a portal. And the thing that really sells it is that it's guarded by tanks.
Yeah, like why?
Like, did you see some of the tanks? Let me see if I can find one. Like, look at this. Hold up. Look at that. That's a tank right there.
Like why?
Like they
Why
got,
would-
it's a bunch of them too. It's like if you keep scrolling around, you'll find like a bunch of tanks. And I'm like, bro, like,
what's coming out of that on April?
yeah, what's
April
coming?
8th?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We gotta start. I wish I had like a drone or something that I could fly
Man,
over and see.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do on April 8th. Don't take my advice, nobody. This is just me personally, because I can handle the things that I do. Don't do what I do. I'm looking straight up at the sun with no glasses on. Don't do what I do. I'm going to sit there. I'm going to meditate.
Now
I'm
here's
going to fast.
here's my issue though. Like, what if, like, I know they lie a lot, but what if they tell the truth about going blind? Are you willing to risk that though?
Yes, I am.
I don't want you to go blind though, sis. I don't want that.
I'm willing to risk it. I even had a friend go, I looked at a solar eclipse with no glasses on, nothing happened to me. Yeah, I know. And I believe the worst thing that'll happen to me is maybe I'll see demons. Like, I really don't believe in my heart that anything's going to happen to me. I would not feel safe doing something like that if I believed them. I don't. And you know what's funny? Like, the people, the group from, I think it was NASA, that was like, please don't look up there with the owl in the corner. Why would I trust them?
Oh yeah, NASA. I don't trust anything they say.
First of all, the pictures they be putting out of these planets they be finding be completely CGI. None of them, half of them don't even be having stars in the back. It'd be a black background with a circle, and they'd be like, look at this new planet we found. Why would I believe anything that come out of their mouth?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I understand that there's people who are afraid and whatever, they live in fear. I don't blame you. Our entire life has been designed to make us scared and make us afraid. And if you are for the idea of wearing solar shields, I would 100% do that. But I'm going to go ahead and document my experience and put it on TikTok, because I doubt that anything happens to me.
Well, I'm gonna pray for the best.
Okay.
Pray
for the best.
I'm gonna be working that day.
I took off.
I wish I could take off, but I'm in deep water over there and at my job right now. So
just making it.
Yeah, just making it by you feel me.
Deep
But
water.
that's all I got for today though. Is there anything else you want to say at all?
I just want to say, like, if this come out before April 8th, that everybody should take that day and fast if you can. You know, eat clean if you can. Do a lot of meditating. If you are religious, go ahead and pray. I don't think bad things are, like, I think that they want us to believe that everything bad in the world is happening. But I think these are beautiful times to be alive. And I think these are opportunities for us to actually come into our power. And I don't think that we should keep living in fear and just believing what everybody else tells us. You should do your own research and resonate with what makes you feel good, and stop resonating with the things that make you feel bad. It doesn't make any sense at all. You're like putting yourself out of alignment with your highest potential. Stop doing that. That's so silly. You know, there's so many ways to become whatever version of you want to be, but the main thing that you have to do is not be afraid. Like, we live in a very majestic place. We don't know anything of what's going on, and it's really not normal that we just spend every day working to pay for natural resources and stuff. Like, this is a weird thing that we're existing in, and we should honor the fact that this is kind of strange and that we actually don't know, and we've just been listening to what people have been telling us and taking, because we call them our source of information, like we're calling them God, because a lot of people call God source. And then we're like, give me your sources.
Right.
So they take these Google sources that they get as God, as fact. That's crazy. Like, you are source, you are God. Get the information from yourself, you know, like,
right.
Whatever feels good is where your truth aligns. Like, stop just believing stuff that make you feel bad, because your truth is not aligning there. That's why you feel bad. Like, you got to learn how to use your navigational system, which is your internal navigational system, which is your intuition. You got to learn how to use it. So yeah, do that.
Well, I appreciate you, Tanya, for coming out real quick to the cast. You feel me? Look, y'all, I'm going to try my best to post this before April 8th. So if you're watching this before the solar eclipse, definitely leave your theories of what you think is going to happen in the comments below.
Yeah. Feel free to call me a crazy idiot too. I don't care. I really don't care. But
right, you could call me whatever you want. You can call Tanya whatever you want. We don't care.
Yeah, we don't
As
care.
long as you're enjoying the content and leaving your theories in the comments, like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. But with that being said, y'all, it's been a great episode. We will see y'all on the next one. Peace out.
Bye, y'all.